Let's go live. Let's go live with the Water Cooler Talk podcast. The coolest podcast.
Oh man, what's going on, everybody? Man, we are back, man. The Water Cooler Talk podcast is here. It's here, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. As you can see, we're coming live to y'all tonight, man. We're just gonna sit down and have a conversation tonight. But first, before we get into that, man, we gotta shout out everybody that's here. Of course, you see my partner, my co-host on the other side of me. Marcus Fitzpatrick is in the building. Shout out to Marcus Fitzpatrick. He in the building. Hey, y'all already know. Y'all already know it, man. Y'all seen him all the time, man. He's growing fast. He's about to become a superstar in these YouTube streets. Young man out here. He might be able to upgrade that box, that box that his kids made for him. He might get the real one from YouTube in a couple of months.
Hey, man.
Good, ladies and gentlemen.
I hold that box close to my heart. How you doing, everybody? Come and check me out.
And ladies and gentlemen, you normally see him in the comments, but he actually on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of the comments is in the building. Travell.
King is here.
How you doing, man?
King!
King has returned.
That's what
I say. It's the king!
Anyway, king in the comments right now, man. Bubba and the old man, I tried to get your information, man, but I couldn't get in touch with you. And stuff like that. And I really wish I could be in on this one, but I see y'all in the comments right now. Bub and the old man telling us, letting us know he in the comments right now. So shout out to Bub and the old man. Got some good content over there. Go check them out. Man, but as y'all can see, man, from the title of this live here, man, this kind of goes back to the discussion me and Marcus had this past week on Water Cooler Talk, episode 25. Kind of talked about it, kind of got into the discussion into halftime of the relevancy and the power that the NCAA has over college football. Thought it was an interesting topic. A lot of people, well, I'm about to say a couple of people, I kind of exaggerate that a little bit. A couple of people reached out and gave thoughts on it. Travell gave his thoughts on it as well. And I know Tyke got some thoughts on it as well, too, about the NCAA and where they stand in major college football right now. But just going to open up the floor. I'm going to kind of reiterate what I said. I know I see the NCAA as having really no major power over these Power 5 conferences. I think really it kind of boils down to the conferences kind of make their own rules, and the NCAA kind of just go with whatever the conferences make. That's how I see it. I excuse me. I referenced the 1984 Supreme case with the Oklahoma Board of Regents when they sued to get their media rights. So that because the NCAA was basically in charge of the media rights for all member schools at the time, kind of what you see now with the NCAA basketball tournament. And I said, normally when that happens, when you follow the money, that's where the power is. And I've always felt, since I've learned this information, I just felt that the NCAA hasn't had any type of power in major college football because they haven't had a monetary interest in college football since that has happened. So if you listen to the show, you can go back and listen to it. We was in the second quarter and the halftime, but most of you guys have already listened to it. Just want to get y'all thoughts on that. How do you see the NCAA right now relevant? How relevant is the NCAA right now in college football? Do they have any power? And if they do, what is the limits to that power? I know Travell, you got some strong thoughts on that. So I'm gonna let Travell go first and let's see what he got to say on it.
Well, the NCAA still controls all aspects of college sports. Now, as far as the Power 5 and the Bowl Series, well, as far as the Bowl Series and the playoffs, they don't have any power over that because they don't get any revenue over that from that. But as far as all the rules that the college football has to follow, even the Power 5 has to follow, the NCAA is over that. Now, the NCAA has granted the Power 5 autonomy in some aspects of their rulemaking. They let them govern certain things about what they do. But at the end of the day, they still have to get permission from the NCAA when it comes to certain things, as far as eligibility, scholarships, what else? Anything that every other college school can do, they still have to get the NCAA to sign off on the things that they do.
Okay. Ty, what you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking like, they don't really have as much power as they used to. They're not powerless, but they have what I more call like influence. If you look at the Michigan situation, I don't know how was Jim Harbaugh, the Big Ten is punishing him lightly so that the NCAA won't come down that hard on Michigan. So I'm trying to figure out. I know they have influence, and even I just heard today that the college football is coming back for PS5 and Xbox because they signed the deals, and everybody's getting. But the NCAA is involved in those situations. It's kind of like a broker now between these companies and corporations and the university. Then you got to look at how the NCAA is actually set up. It's nothing but college presidents sitting down at the table saying, we want some, give me some, can y'all give us some? But I definitely believe the commissioners of these Power 5 conferences have, far more power. Well, at least one or two of them do than the NCAA. But it's like it's slowly dwindling away. It's just going away. But they have all those other sports, but those sports make no money.
True.
But I think they're still cashing in on March Madness though.
They are.
Yeah. I mean, I said
time.
Before. I said before and I think I said this not this past show, but show before last. I thought
the Olympic sports. I think
the Olympic sports is what it was. I said, but also that the NCAA, they still have this rule of this it's a smoking screen of what they want to call amateurism. And
right.
Honestly, we're not, and college football is not amateurism anymore.
Neither is gymnastics.
College sports periods is not amateurism no more.
Right.
Because NIL deal goes across the board. Like it doesn't matter what sport you play, basketball, soccer, whatever. If a company wants you to be their sponsor, they can give you an NIL deal, and you can. The college can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that is true. DC from Auburn Addicts, he's out. He's under the weather a little bit. Normally he would be on here with us. He just said they have everything except football. And that's the research that I understood from what I understood as well from everything that I have read about why the NCAA doesn't have as much power as they used to have. Because I mean, I was always listening to these talking heads, ESPN, Fox Sports, whatever. And for one person that actually put me onto it was Feinbaum. And I was like, why did Feinbaum keep saying the NCAA doesn't have, the power that it has? I'm like, isn't it the governing body? But the more I started digging into it, I was like, oh, they kind of don't. I mean, they really don't. It's kind of like, and I told Travell this, I said this in the comments, I was like, it's almost as if the NCAA is like a for-hire service for these conferences. That's what it seems like. It seems as if they hide behind, and I'm just this is just my personal thought, just from what I've researched. It seems as if the revenue goes to the conferences, but it also seems as if they use the NCAA as a legal shield, just for protection, and things of that nature. So they and that's why I kept going with they don't have to use the rules that the NCAA provided, because I know Marcus, he brought it up on the show that they provide direction. And I gave the analogy like, well, I can provide directions from Florida to North Carolina, but you don't have to take those. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the reason why.
Well, they actually do, because if they don't, they'll get sanctioned by the NCAA because they're still in the NCAA. Now, if they go off and get away from the NCAA, that's another story. But like I said, the NCAA has granted them autonomy to govern themselves under certain circumstances. So, like every rule doesn't apply to everybody. Just because they bring their most money in to keep them around the NCAA, because if those Power 5 schools leave the NCAA is done.
True. No, not really. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not.
Yeah.
They still making money off of their biggest money maker is NCAA men's basketball March Madness. That's the
I understand
NCAA.
that, but if those Power 5 schools in those conferences leave, they're taking the basketball with them.
That's if the basketball. I don't know.
Because the Big East is the leading power in the basketball thing, right?
Yeah.
ACC, SEC, but Big East coming back, or you know,
I thought the Big East was gone.
It is, but we're talking about the old Big East, like the old school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Marcus, what's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this is I feel like the NCAA has rules in place, but a lot of times they turn the blind eye to those rules that they have in place, and especially now, post NIL, it's kind of hard for the rules that they had in place pre-NIL to still exist and still be implemented. So I feel like a lot of times when, like you guys have been speaking about, when there's money at stake, they turn their eyes. Like Michigan being a hot team this year, you really couldn't do what you really wanted to Harbaugh because they were a hot commodity team, and the NCAA know that. Mm-hmm. So they let his conference deal with the situation instead of coming in and investigating what they should have did for real.
They did issue a letter that's coming in after the season.
Mm-hmm. But if you're cheating, you're supposed to come in mid-season. When those allegations start, you come in and investigate mid-season. You're letting them compete in a bowl game in situations where other coaches feel gypped in the situation.
And what's funny,
they don't control that. They don't control the bowl game.
They don't control postseason at all. Like NCAA doesn't have
nothing. So they can't go in and
I understand it, but if you suspend him they can still suspend him to the point that he can't be allowed to attend those games.
Yeah, he's looking at 9 more games now. And what's crazy about the whole thing, outside of the cheating scandal, you remember the whole thing about he bought some burgers from people during our dead period. Yeah, they're going back to that. It's a 2019 or it's COVID year, 2020. And the thing about that, they actually issued a statement saying this is about more than hamburgers, people. They didn't tell you what it's about. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what he did. Scandal. Yeah, it's a recruiting scandal he got going on. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of unsavory things. But I'm like, how you get in trouble with it?
While, man. He couldn't get money out how to do Ohio State, so he had to figure out how to cheat.
Wow, he better hope he wins this national championship because this might be the only one he get.
Well, I know they got $125 million reportedly on the table. He ain't signed it though.
He ain't signed it yet. I think
this might be his last one.
Yeah, it may be. I think
he got them G6s out there on the port, and Uber Black's just waiting at about 4 or 5 cities.
He gonna hit a Pete Carroll on y'all like right after. He
gonna
hit a Pete Carroll on y'all. He gonna spit like he did for USC. He gonna be in Seattle. Let me get some comments, man.
Hey, which one was worse, Nick? Pete Carroll or Lane Kiffin in Tennessee?
Ooh, Nick Saban at Dolphins.
Because Nick Saban definitely said he wasn't coming. He definitely said
I'm not going to Tuscaloosa.
I'm not going to Alabama.
Let me get some of these comments. DC for Arbady said NIL was the last straw. I mean, if they get to this revenue sharing, I think that's gonna change a lot of things.
I agree with that.
Bubba and the old man said it is an extremely complex subject. That's a good point on men basketball. Can smaller sports like gymnastics and women basketball survive without the NCAA? That could be a major issue. NCAA's main point of leverage. No, I don't think they. This is my personal opinion. I don't think any of the other sports can survive without football.
Nope, I don't either.
Nope,
I don't.
No.
I don't think any of the other sports can survive without football at the school. That's my personal opinion. That is the driving force that brings in a lot of revenue to the school. Because if the NCAA had its way, it would look the postseason would look exactly like Division II. And we would have already had a playoff system in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Already would have had a playoff system in place, and they would have been profiting off of that system there. DC come back. He said, "Yep." Just like Mark said, he said they turn a blind eye. Like when you scared your girl about to leave, so you won't say too much about it.
Hey man, The aforementioned comments are those of Auburn addicts. I'm not getting involved in nobody's blue or red pill. Thank
Oh,
you
man.
very much.
Oh man, that's
Girls and dishes. Lord have mercy.
That's funny. That is hilarious. Bubba and old man say he believes the same thing we do. He said, "Yep, Harbaugh gone." Yeah, he said
he
think
got some
Harbaugh
money
gone.
waiting.
You gotta get out of there. The kitchen too hot. The
I
kitchen
think
is
he
too
may
hot.
end up in Atlanta.
I don't know, man. I think that would be.
I think if the Chargers don't get paid, I think they're going Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think the Chargers may be the leading candidate. I honestly don't mind.
Arthur Blank got them Home Depot cards.
You got a point. You got a point.
Gift cards at Home Depot. I'm just saying.
You got a point there.
You can do it. He can help.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
okay,
$10 million don't go that far in San Diego. It go a long way to Atlanta.
In Atlanta, it will.
It really does.
San Diego, they be like, you can stay in this tent over here. 10 million tent.
Oh man, okay, sorry. So let's ask this question. All right, so we looking at it here, man. Okay, so I think we all can come to the consensus that y'all kind of shifted my opinion back to it. That the NCAA has some power, but not what they had in the early 2000s. Okay,
the situation is, Nick, when they brought in the NIL, they didn't put the rules in place before to make it a situation where they can have control.
That's true. I agree with you on that.
It was a situation where they was like, all right, we losing a lot of athletes to them wanting to be paid, or we're getting to a lot of fire, but from former athletes and situations that they want to be paid. So let's throw this NIL deal out to keep our, like you said, to keep our big money making situation, which is college football. Let's keep them happy. So,
but this is what I'm saying.
The Ed O'Bannon lawsuit brought the NIL deal into play in the first place.
Yeah,
it wasn't for him.
A former player.
Yeah, but the thing is, the NCAA is making no money off of NCAA football. They actually are losing money on it because they actually pay $65 million a year for insurance, administration, all this type of stuff each year. They're not making no money off of major college football except for Division II. The ones that actually make the money, Power 5 schools, Group of 5 schools, they're not making no money off that.
Wow.
Well, they still are over the Group of 5 schools. It's just the Power 5 that they gave autonomy to.
Nah, Group of 5 is in there as well too. Those conferences in the Sun Belt, man.
Well, no, they can use the rules set by the Power 5 schools, but they're still under the NCAA.
Okay, I got you.
Let me ask you a question now. When it comes to like okay, if they implement portal rules, which I think that's
they should happen. They need to
they're gonna limit. They're gonna limit to like, I don't know, 10 people per year or something.
Well,
who's gonna implement that? Like they come from the conference.
The NCAA has already done it.
That was my next question, because my next question that was coming up was pertaining to that. It wasn't exactly that, but like, what I mean, because under the bylaws, what we read was that there's no one governing body under that governs college football or college sports per se. But the Group of 5, there's this notion that's going around saying that these schools could now break away and have their own governing body, in which there was a proposal by someone that's within the NCAA now. And I think this was when Mark Emmert was the president, of having a 14-person governor board that governs just Power 5, and they break away from that. But the problem was the problem came into the NCAA really pays I think it's $65 or $62 million a year that the NCAA pays for the insurance, administration, everything to run basically the back office stuff for college football. But who would take on that payment? Would it be the schools? Like, how would the schools, how would that be divided between the schools? Like, would the schools pay $65 million? Like, how does that work?
Are they making money off licensing or something?
Come on, NCAA?
Yeah.
That's the reason why we had this whole. That's the reason why we weren't able to play college football. NCAA.
Right, they was licensing stuff out inappropriately or without permission. Yeah, but now they got that back. They worked it out.
Yeah, they got it back. That's the reason why the game coming back now, because now they'll be able, because basically the name, image, likeness. But see, the problem with the name, image, and likeness is that is state by state. So what the NCAA is trying to do now is they're trying to get to the federal level and get a federal law passed that will be a govern that basically is brought forward by the NCAA,
right?
And it will govern all of college football, which will include the Power Five. So I guess that would be the kind of power that they would get back, just from what I'm understanding.
They better stay away from the Supreme Court. They're gonna be more used than the Alaska High School Football Association. I'm talking about that dude in the Supreme Court. Which one is it? Y'all know him.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh said, bring it back up in here. Because he said the school's like, man, do we have to pay players? It was like, go get a case and let me show you. And they was like, no, thank you. They moonwalked out of court, like, bye-bye.
Yeah, nah, they don't want that problem. They don't want that problem.
And see, I'm thinking like when they do go to the point where the colleges have to pay their share, that's probably the NCAA's money, to be honest with you. Like, okay, we'll pay y'all. We got to pay the gymnastics too. Oh, okay. NCAA, we quit. Like, because my bottom line not about to change. Because those schools are paying dues into the NCAA or something like that, or revenue something. I don't know how they get in, but if that happens, and you got to start playing Jalen Milroe and the shortstop for the softball team and the doggone setter and the libero on the volleyball team. Yeah, we got it. Cool, no problem. NCAA, lose my number.
Yeah, I mean that's
delete
really
my account.
That's really what's gonna end up happening if that happens. You really gonna have, and I said this on the show. I said which in terms will become revenue sharing at that particular time for college athletes. If you really get to that point to where, and I'm using Auburn as an example here. Auburn, if I'm not mistaken, is this year they made like right at $99 million in the athletic department. I think it may be a little bit over 100 million. But I know that I want to say it was 99 million. So I'm just round up to 100. Who's to say you can't give a 3-year, $10-15 million contract to Robbie Ashford for him to stay and not go into the portal? You know what I'm saying? But the NCAA, they hide behind this rule of amateurism and stuff like that. And it's not this is not amateur football. I mean, they've been profiting off these kids for the longest and stuff like that. And it's just, I don't know, man. But I'm gonna get to these comments real quick, then we're gonna get back to the conversation. DC said, remember back in the day when you got in trouble with the NCAA, you cannot play on TV. I just happened to be right on the back seat.
Right. I remember that because I think I lost a couple of Alabama games that way. After that, Gene Antonio Lango.
Oh, the cornerback, Antonio Lango. I got you.
He ain't do it.
Bubba and Old Man said it's a broken system. NCAA screwed themselves by dropping NIL and transfer portal with a major lack of restrictions.
Yep.
Guidelines.
Tell them,
now they gotta try and fix it after the fact.
Ooh,
that is
very out of the barn.
Very true.
That's all I've been saying the whole time. They just.
Well, here's the thing about that. They do have restrictions on it, but the schools can get around those restrictions.
Right.
All they need to do is get a sponsor to pay that money. It's not coming from the schools; it's coming from the sponsors. So the athlete. The athlete is not getting paid to play football. He's not getting paid to play basketball. He's getting paid to sponsor this product. You know what I'm saying? See, with the league, okay, I have a contract with the league, and in the NFL, if I got a contract with the NFL, but my name, image, and likeness deal, my endorsement deals, they're coming from somewhere else. They're coming from Nike. They're coming from Cornflake. They're coming from wherever. But that's how the college football is getting around that.
But that comes from not to mean to cut you off. That comes from them when they dropped it, not restructuring their rules that they already had in place to fit what the NIL in the transfer portal was already. You think you just drop something and your rules just stay the same? And
well, they had to keep up. They had to keep up. I mean, they never thought this would happen. That's my personal opinion.
And I think it's because the NCAA. And I think it's because the NCAA people being college president, it's a part-time thing to them. They ain't put no thought into it. They could have got some think groups and some people to sit to the side and say, how should this thing be implemented? While I go back and run my University of Indiana like Mark Emery, you know. Well, I do figure this, y'all figure this out, give us your best ideas, get 3 groups, whatever you gotta do. But I just know I think they ran because they knew Indiana was going to pay money to them basketball players. And they was like, whoa, let's not talk about it out loud, but let them do what they want to do. Now you come back and like some guy just gets 51 players out the portal and say, I'm gonna have a better team this year. And he did. And he did. You know,
Did I say
that ain't say that, man? No. I
mischievous and deceitful, chicanerous and deplorable.
I didn't call nobody's name.
I did. I said
I just said the player. I said a guy then got 51 players to make a better team, and he had a 400% increase. Now everybody want to change the rules.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's kind of
them all from HBCUs.
Yeah.
HBCU wait a minute.
Hold on. The HBCU has been the greatest feeder program in Power 5 football.
Oh my God. See, now you about to have
we went into a whole different conversation. Hold that thought, though. Hold that thought. But I mean, going back to your point.
Woo! Hold on. I gotta catch my breath.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I may have to cut a blood vessel so I can get some pressure off. You just read my blood pressure with that one, boy. Okay, I go.
No, but I'm going back to your point of what you were saying. Yeah, basically the way the system is set up is you have these collectives. So, like, for example, Auburn's collective is the On to Victory. Ole Miss's is the Grove Collective. I don't know what the name of Alabama's is. I don't know. I just know that Auburn's is On to Victory. So basically, tight over here, wet tight. But not basically. These players are signing with On to Victory. They're getting paid through On to Victory to come to Auburn and play football. Is what it is. So it's they pseudo represent Auburn colors and everything. They just don't say Auburn University is what it is. But
technically break the rules that
technically break the rules
anyway.
because technically if you think about that, that's if that's an NCAA violation.
Yeah.
But that's literally NCAA violation.
On the show, you can work around the verbiage of it.
Yeah.
If you didn't revise it to speak directly to the situation.
Yeah.
What did you do, man?
You correct. Yeah, you're right about that. But my thing is this, man. If they get to this revenue sharing, oh my God, it's gonna open up a whole different box of worms.
And then my focus will change. Nick, my focus is going to change. Things have passed me by, but if they go to revenue sharing, and it's already getting to that point, I got some signs I'm putting together. They need to drop the age range, man, because brothers out here hurting. There's too many people moving motors, like I said, that should be allowed to play D1 ball. Ain't nobody trying to ride around no UPS truck making 100 when you can go down here and run around for 4 months. They make 100,000. I mean, it's some strong. It's some people that some gyms. I'm like that dude need to be on the football field. He can't. Why? He's 36.
Go back to this point. Amateurism is just an excuse to screw athletes out of money they generated.
Right.
Yeah, that's one.
Well, they're good at that. They're very good at that.
That's it, man.
I just still wonder, like, what did Harbaugh do that they had to dig into? For Auburn,
he privileged to being the president of greatness. I think he was talking to Bubba. They talking in the comments. That's what was going on. So I think it's what he was talking about. It's now what you saying, Tyke? Go ahead.
No, I was saying it makes me just still wonder, like, y'all may know more than me. Like, what did Harbaugh do in a day when you can go to a billionaire, Michigan PhD, whatever, love Michigan down, spending $100,000, you can say, hey, Mr. Billionaire Man, can you give me a couple of, 20 million so I can buy some players? And I know NIL probably, I don't know when it kicked in, it was 2020, but what are they going back to? This man, I bundle some kids on this trip. What did they do?
I know it started with Harbaugh. I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in the day, they had them satellite camps. I don't know if y'all remember.
Oh, yeah,
he was the one that started that. Like, he was doing them satellite camps for, I think he was at Michigan then.
Right.
All the school he's been at. He was doing them satellite camps, and your coach, Nick Saban, got upset about it.
Yeah, I know he had one. He had one in was it in Daytona? He took the boys to Daytona.
Yeah, he did. And he got upset about it. and apparently it was some kind of way. It was some kind of way they didn't like it. I still don't understand. I still don't understand it to this day. Why he was upset, but they X'd that one. It was like one summer, and after that, it was like that's illegal.
Oh yeah,
it was like it's a violation.
Yeah, if Saban don't think of it first, he got to cut it out.
Well, but the thing is,
He don't come up with it. It's not a good idea.
There's a guy named Josh Pate. He breaks down every time. When
Shout out to Josh Pate, late kick with Josh Pate.
Yeah, I listened to Josh Pate before I even got on YouTube. He said every time Saban asks these questions, what he's telling y'all is this what we doing? You know, like them gangster movies.
Yeah,
and they think they're going for a conversation and be like, "Oh, this is what we doing." Because he said, "Now your man brought a knife, but I got a shotgun in the car." You know what I'm saying? You got a point. And he showed every time, even with dealing with Gus, and many times, every time when they say, "Okay, this is what we doing," oh, okay, and then Nick come back and just run right through people like, "Wait a minute, I thought he had a problem with that." No. He just wanted to make sure the rules of engagement are clear to everybody.
Yeah, he did that. He did that with when there was this notion. I don't know where he got this from, and this is no shade to Nick Saban. I think he's a cool dude. I just don't like the University of Alabama. Is when Travis Hunter signed with Jackson State. He was the number one player in the country, and he came out and he was like, "Well, Jackson State just paid a guy $1 million to come to the school."
Yeah, he was just,
basically what he was saying was, "So is this what we doing?" That's basically
what we doing. And what happened with that, because you talk about the collective, his money wasn't right.
Nah.
Yeah, his money wasn't right.
Yeah, the donors weren't coming out. They weren't coming.
That was a Bob Baumhauer interview that happens on Wednesday night. I think Wednesday or Tuesday night. And he was just telling folks, "Hey, if this is what they're doing, my pocket's kind of thin. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to run them pockets if y'all want to win." And what happened? Magically, money starts to show up.
Money just showed up.
Like don't put it behind the tree. Just bring it on down here, man. You sure? Get the come on.
Hey, tight. DC said, play that crying sound for Saban tight.
Hey man, hey.
Play that crying drop that you got for Saban.
Winner, chicken dinner. That's all I'm saying.
He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. He can't do it to his coach. That's
but tight. Speaking to that Harbaugh situation, the reason why Harbaugh got in trouble is because 2020 was a COVID year. They had travel restrictions that he wasn't supposed to go see recruits and go visit recruits and still recruit because of COVID. Harbaugh did it anyway.
Who put that restriction in place? Was that the Big Ten conference doing that, or was that the NCAA? Because nobody
on that, but that's
the reason why he did it, because nobody listens to the NCAA. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the reason why he did it.
That's a good point, because the article I read, it was like, yeah, you got the hamburger thing, yeah, you got the cheating scandal, for lack of a better term, whatever. But they were saying they were trying to hit him with a repeat offender status. Yeah, and I can tell you personally, from that Albert Means situation, coming right off of the Antonio Langham and the Gene Jelks, that's what it really hit you. Because they saying he's looking at a 9-game suspension. He's looking at being possibly suspended from spring, summer, and like 9 games. That's why I think he might have just signed a contract with somebody in the NFL.
It's kind of like what what's the guy that was at Tennessee that was giving out money in paper bags?
It wasn't Philip Fulmer, was it?
And
Majors, Johnny Majors.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you talking about y'all basketball coach?
No, we ain't talking about Bruce Pearl. We talking about
that was a low down shot.
What's his name?
That was a low down. That was
what is his name, man? Yeah, to be more careful, man. It's gonna come. Let me Google this.
Was he a Tennessee
he was a Tennessee head coach? He was up on the Saban. He was a defense coordinator up on the Saban.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. His son played at Alabama too.
What's his name? Tennessee football head coach.
Oh man, he did not work out very well at all.
Yes, Jeremy Pruitt. That's it.
Jeremy Pruitt, yeah, coach. Where is he at anyway? Is he still banned or something?
He's the football coach at one of the high schools in Alabama, and apparently there was rumors that he may be taking a Hoover job at Hoover High School. But see, his penalty with the NCAA, which I don't understand. I feel like this was, and I don't want to talk because I'm not in that situation, but I just feel like people involved, they was ready to get him up out of the SEC, which I really hope that's not what it was, because I think he was a pretty good coach, especially a good defensive coordinator.
I was thinking about Sunseri. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It is what you said. Okay, I got you. Vinny Sunseri, the dude from Alabama. Nah, but he has a 6-year show cause, and then whatever school hires him
6 years
is an automatic year suspension. Jeremy Pruitt. And whatever, like if he goes to, like, say for instance, Vanderbilt hires him.
I can get around that.
Vanderbilt hires him after this 6 years so I think he got like 4 years left of it or something like that.
I can get around that still. I'm gonna take a job with Vanderbilt as a football analyst or something. And because the coach already know he's going out the door, and I'm not gonna get paid for it. I'm still coaching in Hoover, or I'm chilling over in Maui somewhere, and I'll see y'all in 12 months.
And he got to do
about Vanderbilt losing the season. They ain't gonna be good anyway.
Right.
I'm just using them as an example. If they hire him,
I'm using a doormat, man. Old Miss is over there, man.
A off top year suspension.
Wow.
Wherever he goes.
See what I'm saying? That's what I think. That's powerful. You can get rid of a coach like that. Like, is that still enforceable? That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
NCAA ain't dead, but they just
not. It's like people
still an agreement amongst college presidents is what it is.
I think
that's they take a blind eye to what they want to take a blind eye to.
You ain't got to tell me. You not tell me.
And they charge and they enforce who they want to enforce.
Because it's a money grab at the end of the day. I know you said they ain't making no money off of it. It's some money being passed at the end of the day though.
Them licenses.
Gotta be a backdoor deal somewhere. It gotta be a deal somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere for the
well, don't they get paid for the regular season though? I mean, even though they don't get paid for the playoffs, or
NCAA has no revenue coming from college football. None.
So every time you see a tag for NCAA, they getting paid off some kind of licensing fee.
Yes,
those licensing agreements can be substantial depending on
how. So they don't get paid off no college football.
None.
Just the Power 5.
None. The only college football they get paid off of is Division II. That's it. Because they run
3 divisions in college football, so
they run. Yeah, you got a point. Yeah, you're right. But Division I, Power 5, Group of 5, FBS level, they don't get no.
They get paid off FCS money.
They get paid off of FCS money. That's what they get paid off of.
Division II. And that's pretty low because like I think we talked about it, but like that I'm a SEC championship cost, house note, whatever. Then the tickets to the where was Troy? Conference USA?
Right now? No, Troy Sunbelt.
Yeah, no. they were charging $10 for a ticket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It falls off real fast once you get outside of that. Power 4. Can we stop paying Power 5?
Yeah, it's at Power 5. Yeah. Well, they technically still a conference. They just got it. I don't know.
They need to go.
How many teams they gonna lose? 4, 5?
They lost all of them.
They're gonna be down to like 2 teams.
They 2 teams now.
One to another. I think they end up going.
They might well be with Notre Dame here.
Well, independent.
Yeah, they might well be with Notre Dame.
Boba said he thinks I think it was the NCAA because Herm Edwards got Arizona State sanctioned for bringing kids on campus. I guess that was during COVID as well.
He was playing to win the game, man.
Yeah, you got to play to win the game.
Herman don't care.
Yeah, the NCAA stole down those sanctions for COVID. Yeah, they were headed to COVID.
Yeah, he said, and Bubba said, yeah, Pruitt is incredible. DC, NCAA hit him hard. That's the reason why. Yeah, that is the reason why he saving staff right now because of that show calls. The exact reason why.
Give us a call. Can we ready to shut it down, man?
I don't know. But yeah, back to your point. Yeah, no, they don't. The NCAA is not getting any revenue. I mean, from what I've read, they're not getting any revenue from.
Yeah, we got to
they're nonprofit. The only thing they're getting is that they're still a nonprofit, but they are a nonprofit that made that that in 2021 made $1.14 billion. That's
man. You made me cuss out here. That's like for years.
You said the NCAA is.
Yeah,
NCAA is a non-for-profit
I thought you
organization.
said they were losing money. Don't sound like they're losing money to me.
losing on football. He said like
No,
FBS.
if football was adding to that, that's easily another $2 billion.
Man, that's crazy. Hey, man, that's like
But
when I
when
found
they
out. First
go,
time I
don't
found out.
look like they're losing.
Yeah, 1.4 billion. You ain't losing much.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, with them, and from a business aspect, because college football is a business. From a business aspect, they are losing money, because if they aren't getting any revenue from the actual team to actually make the money, but they're paying out the expenses for them to have insurance and all type of stuff like that to cover it. From what I read, they are losing money. And it's this $65 million that keeps coming up that they pay out that they pay out to these schools that they pay out for these schools, and that these Power 4 conferences do not have to pay for it. That's what it is.
Oh, we're gonna call them fucking four because they still stand.
That part being said, hey, they're a non-profit. IRS can't come after them for the money.
Exactly. you got a point there, man. They are a non-for-profit organization that made $1.14 billion in 2021. Is what they did.
I don't think that non-profit stuff is serious anymore, because I remember when I found out Visa, until about 6-7 years ago, Visa was non-profit, maybe 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the car company?
Yeah. They were
out of here, bro. How they get the file? How they get
that? It don't mean nothing. It just
free status. What?
No, it's different type of non-profits. But that's
okay.
Not like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not a 501(c)(3), but just like we're gonna be a non-profit organization. When they first started, they thought they would do right by people in the nation by offering credit card services, until they found out they could charge people 28% interest.
Don't they gotta go like to a certain state to do that though? Like it's like one of these
Delaware.
Like, yeah, that's what it is. I thought it was. It's Delaware, and it's another. It's 2 states. It's Delaware.
Delaware is the main one, and I'm thinking the other one. I don't. Most people use Delaware because I can't. I know it's another state, but no, Delaware is just huge when it comes to incorporating.
Tight. DC said, "Who won the bowl picks?"
I haven't looked at it. I thought y'all. I created it. I thought somebody else would. It must be DC because he keeps.
He keeps
every 5 hours. So I'm
got to be him. It
gotta be. Hey DC, you king of picking picks, bro. I need you to send me some for my parlay tonight.
I know that's right. But I think I didn't look at it. I mean, because it's over now, right? Because we didn't do the. No, we got some games this weekend, right?
We got some games this weekend, yo. Still got Auburn to pick and things of that nature. Yeah, fellas. Well, I'm gonna ask this question. And we're gonna get up out of here. Where do you see the future of the relationship between the NCAA and major college football going? Do you see, the Power 4 schools breaking away, becoming their own entity, or do you see? I think the new president, I think his name is it's gonna come to me in a minute. But do you think the new president, and I'm gonna say Greg Sankey, because Greg Sankey kind of run college football a little bit. He kind of run the sport. Do you think that the relationship will be repaired and they can actually, have a coexistence with each other under the current way that it is set up now? Like which way do you see it going? Either one of y'all can go first. Whichever one of y'all got a thought.
I'll go first. I think the NCAA will try. I think they're going to try to put some rules in place which will irritate the conferences to the point that they will make a bigger push down the line in years to come to go and separate themselves from the NCAA. Because right now they're going to try to police this NIL and the transfer portal. They're going to try. They got to make an effort because it's outrageous at this point. Like people just jumping ship when they want to, moving around when they want to. It's bad. For me, it's bad for the game. I like kids getting paid, but the transfer portal hopping around 1 year here, 1 year there, I'm like you said, Nick. I'm a fan of you signing a kid from high school to build up your team. So I know the NCAA will try to police it, but I think it will only irritate the conferences, and they will eventually separate and become independent.
Okay, all right. Who else? Which I got? Whichever one you go first.
Well, I found Charlie Baker is the new president.
Yeah, Charlie Baker. Yeah.
Do y'all know he the governor?
Yeah, he was the governor of, if I'm not mistaken, he
Massachusetts.
was the governor of Massachusetts or South Dakota, one of them.
Yeah, Massachusetts. That's the first time I've ever
Massachusetts.
seen them not have a college president as the head of the NCAA. I don't know who was there before Mark Emery. Emery's been around a long time. Them doing that shows me they may be trying to go to become a separate. I just think NCAA gonna have to have some kind of governing body, at least for the FCSs and stuff. They're gonna be there. How much money they can make in the process, I don't know. Right. So like the governing body, even if they're weaker, there's somebody to say, people don't know what makes the IRS powerful. It's a bunch of people with calculators and computers, but they have what you call treasury agents and IRS agents with weapons that will come take you to jail if you really strongly violate the rules. So, and that comes out of under the office of the president. I think they're going to have NCAA is going to be there. I think their saving grace is going to be, first of all, what does the Big Ten allow them to do to Jim Harbaugh? How is this portal thing going to be? How is this portal thing going to be governed, rebuilt, restructured, and possibly managed? Somebody got to manage it. The NCAA got to look in there and say who. I guess they manage it, right? They got the actual portal set up, I guess. And
you got to go through like the clearinghouse stuff again once you transfer.
And then you still got to govern people coming into college because they got those rules about the NCAA clearinghouse that my kids
also that transfer portal it goes along with your eligibility too, because you can't transfer to another school if your grades suck.
Yeah, so they got plenty of things to keep them around and keep them relevant. But breaking away, I see schools, I see the Crimson Tide becoming its own separate entity before they break away from the NCAA as a school. Really? Somebody hinted at a long time ago, like, man, it was many years ago, but it was like they need to just take these schools off campus so Bobby Joe and Rashid can just come and ball out. Because there's a dude down there at the post office. He got a 43-inch vertical, and he be killing him at the gym.
No disrespect, tight. The NCAA placated Alabama the most. I know Alabama ain't going nowhere.
Placate? Did we placate? Did we not remember Antonio Langham, Gene Jeltz? What's that? Albert Means. Lord have mercy. Placate. How about violate? How about violate?
Hold on. Here's the thing about that. The whole time that they were on probation, when they got their scholarship taken, they just gave some coach a job. Mike Shula, they just gave this man a job. And they waited till the whole sanction thing was over and was like, yeah, he gotta go.
Yeah, but you know what they did? They used his name. I think they used the name Shula to keep the profile somewhere, and it really helped the next coach to get off to a decent start. It really did. Defensive players were always coming to Alabama because maybe they were Cornelius Bennett or Derek Thomas fan, but offensive people weren't coming. But they kept it up, because
they lost 17 scholarships.
Yeah, but they don't. We had people pay that. They paid that up under the.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Shula get off to a hot start here last year and then collapsed?
Wasn't that hot enough? Wasn't that hot? I think he lost. He probably lost to Auburn like ridiculously.
I actually agree.
He lost to Auburn every year he was there.
Yeah, he did. I actually agree with Bubba with this statement. He said, "I think eventually we'll have power to Big Ten and SEC." I think that's correct. With all the top brands split between the two, and it will be a 10-game season of all conference games, which I honestly think it'll be probably more games than 10. I think it'll probably be 12 games, in my personal opinion. But and I mentioned this before, but Tyke said I was on some apartheid type stuff. When I said we should just split, get the two conferences, get the best teams, and just put them there and let them be their own. Put it under the NFL.
So you'll basically make them like the NFL.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we don't need another NFL, man.
We don't, but the NCAA placate, like I'm using the word that Mark used, placates this amateurism model, and it's not. This is not amateur sport. These guys are well-conditioned, world-class athletes that can go on to play at the next level as well. And they're generating money for these schools. Why not give them a share of it?
Well, that's
we do live in a capitalist society, right? I mean, you do want a piece of whatever you do. Help people.
Well, if I had my wish of what I wanted to see, I want to see a 16-game playoff. 16 team playoff. And then I want to see every conference, was it 9 now, 11? I want to see every conference champion in that. I could watch this really to my end of time, because I know that while those group of 5 are not relevant right now and may not win, they're gonna beat somebody.
Yeah.
The first year you do this, they're gonna beat somebody, because somebody's gonna get caught slipping. But over time, you're gonna raise the profile of Rutgers or Troy, or South. And, Lord have mercy, what South Florida may do or become, and I don't know if FAU is in a conference or Utah. You're gonna raise the profile, because right now, for many, many years, when somebody come to your 4-star athlete in your house and say, "Son, we need you to play for us so we can compete for it," and that, you dude is wasting gas money.
He really is.
You come to my house, you lying to me. But if I can go to UTEP and say, "Hey, we were 1 game away from winning the conference. We lost, we would have made it to the championship, and I know we could have licked them if I had you on my team. And with you on my team, we win a conference championship. We go into the playoffs.
Here's your spot in the playoff.
And in 2 years, son, I think we can do the whole thing." And that's something that's truthful. It resonates with so many teams. Every year it changes, of course, but it allows, hey, maybe it is not so easy to get a quarterback out of California. We got 2 of them, and 1 from Hawaii, matter of fact. Maybe it won't be that easy for Tua cousin to fly across all the states.
Every kid want to play for a national championship, man. Every kid want to play for a national championship. All you gotta do is
I agree.
And it makes the 3-star work harder.
I agree with that whole model. You got it right now.
It makes the 3-star work harder. It's like, I'm here, I can shine. Appalachian State, we about to ride.
Yeah, I agree with that whole model. You got 9 conferences, 9 conference champions get automatic bids,
and it's easier to implement too.
Yeah, it's easier. The other 6 spots go to the highest ranked teams. That's how I see it. I mean, it makes perfect sense in my humble opinion, but I mean, who knows? DC, we're gonna get some of these comments. We're gonna get up out of here. DC said, "Nah, the NCAA just gonna shut up and wash them dishes." That's Bubba and the old man said, "Amateurism is BS. These are grown men, grown 18 to 22-year-old men." Agree.
I agree.
And he said he agrees. He said, "Man, the 16-team playoff would be absolutely fire."
Yeah, man. I know. So, I think it's easier to implement, and man, it just the profiles of somebody like, is Austin Peay still like FBS or FBS?
I think they are. Yeah.
Like nobody cares. Don't nobody care.
Right. For real, the way this is set up, like now, the way the things are going, it's like the Power 5 is a grown man, and the NCAA is his mama. And you still staying at your mama's house, but you can pay your own doggone bills. You know what I'm saying? You're just there because your mama wants you there.
You come and go as you please, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. But see, but if I'm like, okay, the thing that's going on, I don't know all the details. That thing that's going on to FSU and ACC. Hey man, how we know the ACC may not just disappear?
This is the thing, though. The whole thing with them is there's a grand right.
Crazy. I see that happening, Ty. If that lawsuit go the wrong way for the ACC,
they done.
Like me and you were talking about. I think it's gonna be a big problem.
It's a grand right deal. They got it. I mean, the ACC is locked up in a contract with ESPN for like the next 11 years, and so in order for
Florida State can't come up with the revenue to cover that in their end. They can't go nowhere. They gotta honor that contract.
They got
if Sankey say, "Come on over here to Big Dad," I got you.
I don't think you know what I don't even think I don't know if Florida State is the SEC's first option. I actually think North Carolina is. I think North Carolina is their first option. Probably
Get another
Clemson.
state.
Yeah, I think North Carolina and Clemson are their first options.
North Carolina, Clemson, then Virginia because they like to do it by
like
geographics.
Yeah, I think it makes perfect sense because that's where the SEC headquarters are located.
And this thing, and I'm telling you, like I saw it was 125 million, but I was like, look, as long as they can put a dollar amount on it, we can work it out.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, as long as it's dollar amount, if it's like, oh, we can't do it because we do that, 17 orphans may die. Yeah, we can't do that. But if it's a money amount, we can spread that thing out over 25 years. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Bubba said the ACC will either dissolve, which is a possibility, or be viewed as a G5 conference. Right. If FSU, UNC, and Clemson leave, which is very true.
Saint Dog may say, yeah, you need to let FSU go. If not, I'm taking like 5 teams out. You're gonna get 5 other teams out your conference. Hey, you sitting there playing each other twice.
They dissolved the Big East, and most of those schools went to the ACC in the first place.
They did.
Yeah, the football schools and the basketball schools went back to the, I guess the more Catholic sponsored schools. I guess kind of stuck together. Yeah, it's so I don't know, man. I just think they the next to go. I mean, who thought the Pac-10 would really? I mean, you talking about USC, UCLA, the OJs and stuff.
That was how you say his name? Kletnikoff. That was his fault. He tried to get them folks an Apple TV deal.
Yeah, bro. Like,
that's so California. That's so California. That's California right there, man.
he was like, yeah, we got this deal from Apple TV and we're gonna stream the games there. What? Nah.
Yeah.
Hey, man. That's why
he was proud of that Apple deal too, man.
That's like the whole thing with Amazon.
He was proud of it.
It's like this trash that Amazon got. They said I don't play with
Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I don't watch the Amazon. But they said it went out last week. I don't pay for Prime, but they said like the coverage went out last week is horrible. They're horrible games because they and the reason they're horrible because they throw those teams off of their it just throws them off of their preparation time. It's just always you never know.
But, yes, Bubba. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Kletnikoff, he presented them an Apple TV deal. And it was
in the ground too.
And if he was smart enough, if he was smart enough, the ACC just ended their contract with CBS.
He would jumped on it.
I would have dove on CBS
like a grenade.
I would have ran for CBS like Michael Jackson them did when they left Motown.
Exactly. But CBS ended up signing up with the Big Ten. So the Big Ten is going to be on NBC and CBS. So they're going to have a 2:30 game and they're going to have a 7:00 game on NBC Star Nation. So,
and Notre Dame still got an individual deal.
Yep, still independent. But apparently there's been talks. I mean, I just read a lot about college football. Right. Apparently there are talks that Notre Dame may enter the Big Ten.
The Big Ten
in football, yes.
The other sports are already the ACC.
ACC, yeah. They saying that I said the same thing. They saying they may enter the Big Ten in football. So
where are they at? Where are they in basketball right now?
ACC.
Everything's the ACC. I just hope they get on the other side of the Big Ten. Well, I know they're probably a requirement.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be because you got Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State on one side.
We take the cotton candy division, sir.
but no, think about it. No, but see, when they come in, I'm pretty sure they're gonna because you'll have USC and UCLA coming in as well.
They over there too.
I think they're gonna be on the other side as well too. I think Washington gonna be on that side too. So, I mean, it may.
I guess they fly direct planes charter, so it's. Like the Crimson Tide took 3 planes out there.
I saw that. Y'all landed on that little private airport in Tuscaloosa. That plane barely fit.
They took off one at a time.
Yeah, I saw that.
They didn't leave together. Like they let one get over.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of nervous thinking about, these guys flipping around, flying around the country, man. And unfortunately, it's that Marshall situation happened. It's like.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the whole plane went down. It's amazing, man. These guys fly private, but the women's basketball team got to fly commercial.
Mm.
So sad, man.
It's amazing too how some people I talk to, they never got over flying. It's just like, but if you scholarship, it's like you gotta fly everywhere.
Yeah,
Most
man.
places, at least, unless it's Alabama or Auburn, something close by. But no, this is interesting.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're right. Fox does have the Big Ten, but I think CBS is going something between it's CBS, Fox, and NBC because a lot of those Big Ten games on NBC as well. Because I know Penn State was playing on NBC this past season, as well too. So yeah, Fox. I forgot Fox Big Noon kickoff is at a lot of those games.
I'm praying for whatever.
When the Pac-10 playing on Fox too.
The Pac-10 was
Dion's game.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
Dion's games are always on Fox.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock. I was like, good God.
So they can't even fill those games in. If you Fox, you got a contract. You just holding the bag. You got to start filling in with Big Sky and all these other conferences, Mountain West.
Yeah, man, it was weird because all the games at like 11 o'clock our time, 11, 12 o'clock our time, which is what, like 10 o'clock daytime.
They can show
like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Be in the Big 12. So
yeah, it is what it is. Fellas, man, it's a good conversation. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Tight. The new superstar in these YouTube streets, man. Tell the people where they can find you. Tight.
Well, I'm running out here at YouTube, man, and just trying to upgrade my life, man, because my kids, they were honoring me for posting 100 videos on YouTube, YouTube, phonetically that's correct. So you can find me at Tight Sports. Check us out. I'm doing a 14 days until the big game for us. And we're trying to upgrade this, hopefully for MLK. My kids have promised me an upgrade to my. Did I just drop down on the floor? But yeah, Tight Sports. Check us out.
The two holes.
Yeah, my kids are not in elementary school. No, just got a text. They wanted people been asking. One is in college, but
Travell, what you got to take to the people, man? Where they can find you at if you want them to find you? King of the comments.
If you want to find me, you can find me in the comment section. I'm all over the place up in there. Tight Sports, I'm in the comment section. I'm following you all week to the countdown. Every single one you put up.
I tell you what,
I'm saying something.
Hey man, be careful in there, man, because them folks, some of them, boy, woo. I don't turn off comments either. Whatever they put in there, it's in there. I ain't do it.
Yeah.
I went there the other day and I was like,
you come for the king, you better. You come for the king, your aim better be good. That's all I got.
I hear you. Them folks in there, boy.
One half of the Water Cool Talk podcast. Mark, we gotta say to people, get out of here.
Man, check us out every Wednesday, man. You know how I go. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, man. Water Cooler Talk podcast is here every Wednesday, man. We drop our show every Wednesday on YouTube and on your favorite podcast player, wherever you listen to your podcast, if you like listening to them. Trying to drop a video a day from now on. So be on the lookout, man. Having a good time, man. We thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching. Those that were in the comment, those that were watching and didn't comment, because I can see. And those that will watch later, thank y'all so much for watching. And as always, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love. Hey, what team? Hey, play it one time. Play it one time. What team? What team?
I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look out for myself and I'm gonna get mine.
All right, y'all.
That sounds like an NCAA drop.
All right, man. Y'all be easy, man. We'll see y'all when we see. Oh man, that was good.